presenting, like here?
Yeah, we got them.
Okay.
Can't do it up there.
All right.
Projector stuff. All right. All right. Hi, everybody. Don't mind us. We're going to project from back here this time, so just keep your eyes on the presentation we've got here. And welcome to the SIGGRAPH, IDSA, and IIDA Collaborative Networking Workshop. Yeah! Thank you. All right. So, introduction. Getting hired is scary, and that's why we're here to help. So, there's so many parts to setting up, whether you're applying to a job or internship, there are so many things you have to keep track of, and there's so many things that you have to prepare. And that's why we've set up this presentation to go over things like resumes, portfolios, websites, and all other forms of self-promotion for your work or your brand, and just for yourself, whatever you want to get hired for. And if you enjoy our tips for this session, then please come back for part 2 on November 15th, where we're going to be working with you one-on-one to review and critique your documents. All right, he's going to try and set up the microphone. All right, first of all, resume. A resume is an organized document that contains a list of your previous work experience and also what you did there, for how long you did it for, and where it was located, the name of the company. List of applicable skills for the advertised position or the industry. So that you can put different programs that you've worked in before, whatever, like if you've worked with Microsoft Office or with Maya or 3D programs, just there's so many different things that companies look out for. They actually have keywords in their systems that they scan resumes through. And so listing all of the things that you're very proficient in is the best way to get the most eyes on you and your work. All of your educational experience, college degrees, special education, sometimes even a high school diploma is good to have on there and listed with the same dates and locations as before so that they can be verified. Any awards that you've received, whether you've gotten some scholarships at school, if you're a Girl Scout or Boy Scout and you've gotten your Gold or Eagle Scout awards, they keep eyes out for all sorts of things. So even if you think it's not worth to mention, always mention it, because you're competing with lots of different people you won't even meet or see, and you want to make sure you're putting your absolute best foot forward and describing yourself in the highest way that you possibly can. You'd also like to have one statement describing yourself and your goals. This is typically called a mission statement, and having that for yourself right next by your name is a great way to make it have a more personal touch without requiring a photo, which we'll get to later, and just giving a chance to advertise yourself and your where you would like to work if you can, like what you want to bring, what your personal goals are, and getting to put it in that way in a more concise, professional way. You also want to make sure that you've got links to your socials or your phone number and your address. This is important. There's not too common anymore, but there are some opportunities that are going to require just a blank resume submission place. They're not going to ask for anything else. And so you want to make sure that all forms that you're submitting, all forms of your self-promotion, have all of the ways to contact you on it in case that's all that they are receiving from you. So you don't want to hand them your resume and then they have your name, but they can't call you, they can't email you. So you want to make sure everything that you need, everything that you could ever, if they could ever need to hire you and continue the hiring process with you, is on all documents that you're submitting. And lastly, you'll also want to have references from previous employers. Sometimes you don't need to have this straight up on the resume. There's sometimes separate sections that they ask for those things. They're typically phone numbers or emails of the places that you've worked before, and they'll sometimes contact those employers and ask for accounts of when you worked there, how you performed, what you struggled in, and if you were well liked by your coworkers and managers. Again, this isn't super commonplace anymore, but it does sometimes happen, and you want to be willing to provide those should they ask for them.
So just to reiterate, this is pretty much exactly what she said before. So what you want to do for your dues is just keep it simple, professional, and up to date. And so you want to think about your design. So you want to kind of represent everything of your information in sort of like a legible but also cohesive manner. And also you want to include your awards, achievements, and volunteer efforts. Just anything just to show your involvement in the things that you've done. Just to show your versatility in all of your tasks. Also include some skills and find a way to portray that graphically without being too busy. So a lot of people would just make them a list on the side below, like just your name and description, stuff like that. And include any experience that could set you apart. And yeah, people like to see just like if you have more dedications other than just the job that you're applying for. They want to see just how much you can put yourself into something. And also include any student organizations you are a part of. So if you want to be a part of SIGGRAPH, IIDA, or IDSA. And also some resume don'ts. They don't want to see your picture. So in a lot of cases, some jobs, they have biases. So if they see your picture, they might automatically make assumptions about you. So you just want to eliminate that completely. And also some crazy fonts, it might distract from your work, so try not to go too elaborate on the fonts. And don't go overboard on the graphics, because again, you don't want to take away from the work that you've done. And also add personal information. Don't add personal information about your history. Don't include your GPA if it's lower than a 3.5. So yeah, I think it's just pretty much as simple as that. It's just like, you want to show you're proficient in school, but if you don't if you don't think that your grade can showcase that, you don't have to put it on. Just like say your major, and then they'll be like, yeah, that's great. But don't grade yourself on software capabilities. They know that you're a beginner in most of your programs, and so you don't have to rate yourself. They understand that like you're not as proficient as like an expert would be. So don't embellish your work history. This kind of goes for like any resume type of thing. Like you don't want to say that you're an astronaut with like 5 years of experience. And also don't say like any weird email address like hot smoker for 420. Though we love that, it's not professional. But you don't include jobs from high school. This can be like on and off. Some jobs they do like they respect jobs that you've done for money. So like if you were a waitress while you were in school, like that's okay to show, if anything. But yeah, these are just some examples of ways that you can lay them out. And so you can see for the interior designers, this is what you would want to see, like education, organization, skills, awards, experience, and involvement. And just so that it's all like layered out in different columns, and there's like a lot of like visual cohesion within everything. So yeah, just 2 different resumes that are laid out differently. You can see everything and also like go through it. And this is an example of mine. This is what I put in my booklet along with my portfolio. And yeah, I just sort of like sectioned everything off, made it a little bit more of my own personality of what I can do with my graphics, but also not taking away from my experience, and also, you know, just showing some personality. I'm playful, stuff like that, but also I have a lot of credentials. And yeah, scan this QR code to get access to a template for resumes. Wait, don't go so fast. Oh, okay. People are training. Okay. Okay, no.
Okay, we're moving on. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
letter.
wait, that's me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still covering. All right. So resume cover letter, state your case. You want to research what your role is for the job, and also you want to research the company that you're going to be getting into. So make the cover letter personal to that company, so that you want to make sure that you can describe yourself as fitting that role, but also that you are a good fit for that position. And yeah, just highlight examples of your work and describe the job, like describe how you fit the job. And also insert a little bit of knowledge about the company, how you contribute to its mission, make it specific to the position, have nice handwriting. So yeah, you could also include a little signature about your, like just, yeah, like a little signature of your name. This is an example of what a cover letter could look like. Again, very organized, and also I guess like a cohesion with your resume and portfolio. It could look graphically the same, so that everything is just complete. But yeah, you want it to letter it to the it could be an HR person that you might know their name specifically, so you could cite it to them. But If you don't know their name, then you can just say to whomever this may concern, or to the company. But yeah, and then you want to list your skill set. Just keep it like organized and just legible. Like anything, just graphically that could lead your eye through the presentation. It's a lot easier just to for your company to read through it. All right, please go ahead.
Who did? Okay, but just give me a second. Okay. Okay, so there are two different types of portfolios. There's traditional, which are normally put in booklets, and there's also digital ones. Traditional isn't too commonplace anymore. I'm sure you can imagine, because we have so many forms of digital applying now for both internships and jobs. It's not super likely anymore that when you go to be hired by a company or for an internship, that they're going to ask for a physical presentation of your work printed in a booklet. But it is still possible. It does sometimes still happen. And so we still should go over it today. And on that note, digital portfolios will be most optimal for you, as you can host them on your own website or social media to be accessed widely and easily for all places that you would need to submit them to. Okay, who wrote this one?
So things that you must have in your portfolio. You want to show your best projects, because the reviewer does not have time to go through your entire portfolio online. So you want to make sure that they see your best work first. You also need to have digital access, like your website or a social media link. And it needs to be easy to get to, and you can pull it up fast. And you also want to make sure that it works good on mobile. So website builders like GoDaddy offer this. And you want to have your work be front and center on the first page, and don't hide it behind any other tabs. And you should show work that you'd like to be hired for in the future. Portfolio do's. Be concise. Use as little text as possible. You want to have an image and then put a caption on that image, but not have the text take away from the image. Use images to make it easy to scan. Use visual diagram concepts instead of explaining it with text. Use page numbers. Put your name on every page. Have a consistent and thoughtful design language, and show off your unique selling points. You should also consider the hierarchy of importance of the information and communicate that through the design.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Rebecca. I'm a senior from IDSA Industrial Design. This is not my portfolio. This is the portfolio of another senior. His name is Skylar Capel. He can't be here today, unfortunately. So as a senior, I don't have a portfolio. I don't have a resume. I don't have any cover letters yet. I'm taking a class for it right now. So if you are worried about making a portfolio or any of these documents, you don't really have to worry about it just yet. But this is just good information to keep in mind while you're going through your time. So this is the opening page to Skylar's portfolio. These are different projects that he wants to focus on. He is really, really into color gradients, so you're going to see that a lot, but he has a very consistent theme and not a crazy amount of information on every page, which is good because you want people to, like a retention rate of, people looking at your stuff. So this is one of his pages. He likes to do rendering, so he's showing a lot of his most valuable skills on these different pages. So again, you want to make sure that you have contact information. Make sure that your full name is on everything. You want them to be able to remember your name and see it on all of your work. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This is one of his introduction pages for one of the projects that he worked on. He had this whole business, fashion something or other. He made his own branding, but this is a good, clean page that has a lot of pictures and not a lot of words, which is what you're looking for. And then a continuation. There's usually, for every project, you're going to want about 5 to 6 pages, and you want to show the development of your project, so not just the final project. You want to have a lot of ideation or sketches that you might have, any sort of renders or working models that you have, and then that'll all culminate to your final product. This one is, especially for industrial design, sometimes we have like research projects where you have a lot of information and you did a lot of research into the topic that you're focusing on. So this one is very informational. Honestly, a lot of people that are looking at this portfolio are not going to read any of this. So if you do want to have any like analytical information on your portfolio, you just want to make sure that it's like easy to follow and a quick read, basically. Designers, very digital or visual people, I guess. So you want to make sure that you're focusing a lot on photography and images and renders of your work.
So these are just photo examples of some of the traditional portfolio options. As I said, it's not super common that that's what's going to happen, but there are still some avenues in which it's possible for you to print out pictures of your work, whether that be renders, screenshots, text descriptions of what's going on, and to bind them into a book just like this for then future submission.
So these are some examples of my portfolio that I have going on. And so on the left-hand side, I have like a brief and a concept of what my whole thing is about. So you can just read a little. Okay. Oh, I'm walking in the way. All right. Yeah, on the left, I just have like a description of what my whole project is about. And just so you can get an idea of where my head's at with the whole description. And yeah, I have some renderings to just like give you what it looks like, and also some floor plans and some QR codes so you can actually look around within the space. You can click the next page. And then this is just the second page of what the booklet is, with more sections and then also custom furniture and just axonometrics of what my space looks like. So yeah, it's laid out so that you can visually understand and that it's not so cluttered, but also you get the whole picture of everything. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Having a digital website for a portfolio. This is really, really important. The website will be your portfolio and should include a gallery of images or videos that showcase your work. And so first things first, you need to create a brand. You have to have your identity consistent across all of your creative networking materials. Include your logo if you have one. You should probably have one. You have to be original. Creating an identity is not easy, but you have to make one that like shows your personality and appeals to potential clients or recruiters or employers. So here's some examples of iconic brands. So what makes their brand so iconic, you know? They are recognizable, they are timeless, they are memorable, authentic, consistent, and compelling. If a complete stranger has gotten hold of your website link, there's a big chance that they have no idea who you are. So aside from your videos and images, you should have an About Me section that introduces yourself, your professional title, like what you call yourself, like a tech specialist, a video compositor, etc., and your contact information. And you should keep it short and straightforward, and include a picture if you would like, and show some personality. When designing a website, consider that users will access your site from many different devices of all sizes. So this is like before, like mobile builders, website builders. So if you design your site on a desktop, most of the time people might be accessing it from their phone. So mobile view and web view are very different. But most website builders already have a built-in system that'll let you preview the site from different screen sizes, like a phone or an iPad or a desktop. So you should definitely use this preview during all of your steps of your design process to make sure that things are visible and accessible and functional. These are, so the top one is from Card, I believe, and the bottom one is from Webflow. Here is this article that will help you make your website. Another really, really important thing to have is a demo reel, which is a 1 to 2 minute video of your best work. You have to keep it short and sweet because reviewers won't watch anything longer than this. Go in the front. Oh, okay. The best place to put your demo reel is in the front page of your website so it can be seen immediately. And because reviewers might not go through your whole website, but they will go through your demo reel. And contents of a demo reel will definitely vary from major to major. It is good to put music, but it is bad to put music that will distract from your work. So use like an instrumental track, like something that doesn't have singing. And good demo reels include a title and end card with your name and contact info, just to really, push that point of who you are. Your best clip should be first, definitely. You should put animations that you've done. You should have progress shots of your projects, exploded view drawings if you do anything with like products or things like that. And definitely put like captions or titles for all of your clips so that people watching your demo reel will have like some sort of context for what this is for. And a piece of advice that I got recently, do not sync your clips to the background music because most reviewers will watch your demo reel on mute and it will end up looking like bad editing. Business cards, also really important to have. You should definitely put your relevant contact info on here, including your social media. So like your logo is definitely great, your name and title definitely. If you have Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, put that on there. Your email, your website link, or a QR code, either one works. And your phone number, because this is basically like an itty-bitty version of your resume, and you definitely need to have like multiple ways for people to contact you. And having an image on one side of your business card and your information on the other side is also a great way for people to see a bit of your work before checking out any of your links. And places that you can print business cards are Vistaprint, Staples, and Walgreens. They come in batches of like, Walgreens does 10 for $10, so like probably don't do that. But Vistaprint definitely has like 100 for $25, and Staples is the same. So definitely check those out before Walgreens. These are some examples of business cards. A lot of these have like illustrations on one side and then like the information on the other side. There's definitely the bottom, your left, is an interior design business card that I found. You get to see their work and also their information on the same side of the card. And yeah, keep it simple and sweet. And let's go to the next slide. Okay, and then scan this and you can get access to the Master SIGGRAPH networking checklist. By the way, I know it's really, really hard to hear us, but this will be going up on YouTube later, so definitely check that out if you didn't hear anything at all. Okay, we have a part 2 of our networking workshop. So if you are interested, fill out that interest form. So you will be having your networking materials reviewed and critiqued by e-board members and professionals in your field. So like me, the fellas back there. So this workshop is open to all design majors, and you will have the chance to meet other students and professionals specific to your field. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely sign up. Time to network with each other, all of you. So we're gonna divide you into groups in like 5 seconds, so don't move. So you will have to ask each other these questions and find out other things about your peers.